Okay.
Hello, thank you for joining us for this Report Out interview. Enrique, could you introduce yourself and talk and introduce your organization as well, please?
Yeah, well, I'm Enrique Gómez from Mexico. I live in Mexico City. I am 50 years old. I'm a journalist. I'm openly gay. And I have a website of diversity, sexual diversity. It's Todes, www.todes.com.mx. And this is a page about information of diversity, of gender, of sex, of sexual orientations. We try to talk about all the context of the sexual diversity in Mexico and in Hispanoamerica, because we have a lot of followers from Argentina, Spain, Colombia, Ecuador, Central America, and I think it's a great moment and a great place to talk about equality, to talk about respect for our community, our population, LGBTQ more plus. And I think it's the same. It is the same context in Iberoamerica, from Spain to La Patagonia in Argentina, and I think we can work the same efforts for go ahead. Then we have a page in Facebook, in YouTube, in Instagram, in Twitter, Spotify. I am a radio locutor. How do you say? No, radio hoster?
Yeah. Host, yeah.
Yeah.
You have your podcast as well, yeah?
Yeah, well, my podcast is on Spotify, but I have this radio program in Open Radio here in Mexico. You can listen to it.
What's the name of the show and the radio? People want to
Diversidad Ciudadana. It's something like a citizen diversity.
Okay.
And this is in the Instituto Mexicano de la Radio. This is an institution from the government. And it's an important forum for us because we are inside of the IMER, that's the institution. Then it's
and it's a radio online on internet, or it's like a usual radio where people can listen to it?
No, it's social radio. It's the open radio. Well, I don't know how do you say in English, but in Mexico, in Spanish, it's radio abierta.
Okay. And
classic
it's classic radio. Okay, cool, excellent. Coming back to Mexico, what is the current legal situation for sexual and gender minorities in your nation, legally?
Well, I think in context of the world, I think we are one of the more advanced countries in the world. I think Mexico is, if you come to Mexico City, you are going to see some things that you can see in London, for example, or in Amsterdam. We are so advanced. For example, in Mexico, if in Mexico City, no, in all the country, just Mexico City, is the capital. You can walk with your hand with your boyfriend, or if you are a girl, you can kiss your girl in the subway, for example, underground. If you are a transsexual, you can live on the street, you can work, you can go to the school. It's very, very normalized the life for us in Mexico City. No, in all the country, no, not in all the little towns, but in the big cities is every time more normal for us. Okay, that's I think in Mexico City, we are in the top of the world. Maybe sometimes upper London or Amsterdam, for example.
Wow, you know what? I always wanted to come and to Mexico, so now I definitely will come to Mexico. I didn't know about that. I've always been a bit scared to go to South America. So, what is the stance of political and religious leaders towards sexual and gender minorities in Mexico?
Well, it's terrible. It's the same thing in all the world. I think it's the same in Europe, in South America, or in Mexico. But for us, Mexico is, for example, the marriage, igualitarian marriage, is accepted in, I think, 25 states of 32. We are going to arrive in maybe 1 or 2 years to cover all the country, but it's
great.
very advanced.
That's great.
The law of gender people, for example, in Mexico, it's identidad de género, it's gender identity, I think, in English, okay?
Yeah.
Gender identity law, it's approved in, I think, almost 20 states, maybe 18, but it's we're advancing every time in every state. I repeat, we have 32 states in Mexico. It's advanced. For another things, for example, we are working, well, in Mexico, organizations are working for a new law about laboral occupation for transgender people, because they are very, how do you say, castigado, very, this is a sector very, I don't know the word, but they don't have work. No, they must work in sexual work. Or maybe cutting hair. Or maybe about the nails. Or these activities that are very stigmatized, but they don't have opportunities for another occupations. Then organizations are working in this new law, and we are going to try to obligate to the state to have an occupation. We are thinking about 3% of the occupation, of the total occupation for transgender people. And transgender is correct? Transgender?
Yes, transgender people, yes, that's right.
Transgender people. Then they are working about this. We have a very, very terrible problem. It's murders, no? Hate murders. In Mexico, we say crímenes de odio, hate murders.
Hate crime,
Okay, hate crimes, It's terrible. We are the second country in the world after Brazil.
And that's towards transgender people, is that correct?
Well, transgender is the most affected population, but gay people is terrible.
Also?
It's also, and lesbians, for example, because many times the brothers, the father, the people around the family are very violent with them, with lesbians.
Is it like a cultural thing?
I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
Yes, is it a cultural thing? Is it a cultural attitude towards the minorities? You know, because you said the brother, the family. Is it a cultural thing? Is it because of the culture that they're against all the people from our community? Why do you think why are they acting like that? Is it a cultural thing, a social thing? Is it...
Yeah, well, first, we are people, Mexican people are from a culture machista, you know? Very, very machista culture. Then it's a terrible problem. That's the first. The second is that for that, we live in a culture very misogyna. How do you say in English?
Yeah, misogynia, misogynistic. Yeah.
Misogynia, yeah, that's the second great problem for us. And after, we are lesbophobics, in a culture lesbophobic, because they are girls. Second, the people is misogyn, and third, they are lesbians. Then for many people, it's terrible in Mexican culture. Then we have a...
Sorry, do you know why? Why lesbian? Why especially lesbian?
Because they are women.
Okay, just because they're women, okay. Yeah.
That's the first why. The second why is because they are lesbian, no? Then
okay.
Sometimes brothers or the father obligate them to stay with a boy or try to take an experience with them, with boys. This is very violent sometimes. Every time less, but it still is terrible in Mexico. Not maybe in Mexico City, no, and the big cities, no, but in the little towns and in the states, it's a hard situation.
Oh wow!
But religion is very important still in Mexico. Unfortunately, but every time less also. For example, the last census is correct? Census? Population, I don't know, how do you say? Well, the last statistic of the government. We are, I think, 82% of Catholic people in Mexico, but maybe in 60s, 70s years, we was 95%. Today it's 82% approximately. But religion every time is less strong, but it's strong still.
And has it always been like that in Mexico? Well, is it because of colonialism? Are your ancestors were they what do you call it, indigenous people, or are your ancestors coming from Spain, something like that? Do you know where your family is from?
Yeah, well, we are very mixed today. Yeah, because we have an indigenous blood, maybe, and Spain blood. But remember, Spain in that moment when they arrived to Mexico or to America, they came out from the Arabian conquest. Then we have a little Arabian. Look my face. Many times I look like Arabian, sometimes like indigenous, sometimes like
beautiful face. Great. It's great.
Thank you. Well, but we are very mixed.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
Culture, the culture is the same mixed. It's very mixed.
Do you know if it has changed because when the Spanish arrived, or was it? Do you know how was the LGBT communities before in let's say all the pre-Columbian civilization and things like that? Do you talk about this in your country, or?
The double moral in Mexico pre-Hispanic is very similar to the double moral after with Catholicism, because in Aztec culture, you know, the Aztecs.
Of course. I love this. Yeah.
Aztec culture was so violent, very violent with gay people and with lesbian people. It existed, gays, lesbian, transgenders before in Aztec culture, but sometimes they were very castigated. How do you say castigar? I don't know, castigar.
When they were
how do you say castigar?
Like discriminated, or
no?
When they were chasing them,
punished.
Very
punished.
Okay.
In Aztec culture, we were very punished. For example, gay people, if the government, the Aztec government, discovered you in a sex act, they put how do you say a palo, something in your ass until die.
Oh wow!
It was a terrible punish, terrible. It
Oh
was
wow!
so violent, and that was from Aztec culture.
Oh wow! Wow! Well, you see, I didn't know that because I always thought they were more like like the Native American in North America. Who they have like a more open vision with like the two spirits and things like that. So it was not the same in South America. Yeah?
Okay, in Aztec culture,
Mhm.
the punish for top people was a stick in your ass.
Okay.
For bottom people, they take your intestinos. How do you say?
Oh wow!
Your
Intestine, yeah. Intestine.
intestines
Yeah.
out of your body.
Wow.
That was the punish. Imagine, that was very violent. It's
Wow.
the same. It was very similar with Catholicism after.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know that.
But sometimes they live free. Sometimes it was free, sometimes it was punished. It was very double moral in Aztec culture.
Oh wow. Oh, good to know.
But we lived another cultures. Aztec no was the only one. We have Mayans, Toltecas, Zapotecas, Mixtecas, and other cultures, Teotihuacanas, and other cultures where it was very friendly or more friendly than Aztecs. Aztecs was the most violent, but Mayas were more friendly, sometimes no. In some age, yes, in some age, no. And another cultures, it was very, very friendly. Then it was mixed.
Okay. So it kind of always more or less been like that, even without or with the Spanish invasion anyways. So it's not something that they brought back. Okay. So now, how does the media portray sexual and gender minorities? Do you have like magazines or like on TV, things like that? How do they portray like a community?
Okay, we began our movement in 1971, 72 approximately. After Stonewall, 2-3 years after, we began with the movement. It was a medium movement at the beginning, but in 1978, it began the first movement on the street, because it was always inside the street. But since 1978, it began outside and people came out. After these 3-4 years, it began the AIDS in the world. Then the organizations had to transform their work in AIDS work and in AIDS fight. In the 90s, it was a new movement, stronger every time. And today, the magazines in the 70s was the first magazine. In 80s, another. I think we have 8 magazines. Some in Mexico City, another in Guadalajara, for example, is our second city in the country. Monterrey. In the beginning of the 21st century, we had a lot of magazines, radio programs. In TV, no especializado. How do you say no exclusive LGBT? But many people LGBT appeared on TV.
Oh, good. So okay.
Yeah. Today we have magazines, but they are in web, in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media, and but it's very normalized today.
Good.
In media.
Good. And how does the medicine and the medical establishment treat sexual and gender minorities? Is it easy to find and to be helped, or can you go to a hospital if you want to transition? Do you get help from the government, or if you have any, I don't know, any health issue as a member of the LGBT community, can you easily find some help in with the doctors and the medicine and the medical establishment?
Yeah, in Mexico, we have a system where everybody have a chance of go to the doctor, for example. No? We have some institutions that can help you if you have work or if you don't have work. We are in the transition, but in general, I think we have a good system for LGBT people. Well, a lot of problems all the time. Many doctors still are homophobics and transphobics or lesbophobics, but every time it's advanced more stronger, then I think we are good in that item.
And if someone wants to transition, do you get help, or do you have to find to get all the medicine yourself in Mexico? Do you know?
Oh, well, we have a lot of problems of desabasto. How do you say desabasto in English?
Desabasto.
We have some problems of shortage.
Okay.
Shortage of medicines in Mexico, not just for LGBT people, for all the people.
In general,
for example, yeah, for example, for children with cancer, you know.
Oh, wow.
It's a strong problem in Mexico, and we have some movements against the president of Mexico because he can't guarantee the medicines to this sector. Kids,
oh, wow.
We are talking about kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes for HIV people, the same. Sometimes they know, but in the time, sometimes we have trouble of shortage.
Shortage. Wow.
In some places too. For example, in little towns, we have problem with HIV medicines, but in general, we are, I think, good. We are not terrible. We are not in the best moment, but we are not in a terrible context like in other countries.
Yeah. So the government will help you if they have the medicine. They will give it to you. Yeah.
For example, the clinic for HIV people in Mexico City is in the top of the world.
Okay,
it's
that's
like
good.
You could be in Germany, but just in Mexico City.
City, not the rest of the. Okay.
For Mexican City citizens.
And are there any other human rights issues faced by sexual and gender minorities? Like you were talking before about the employment discrimination with the transgender people. Is it the same? Like, is there any other like human rights issues like housing, or poverty, or homelessness because they are part of our community, of the LGBTQIA+ community?
Yes, well, I want to tell you that in Mexico, all the help is from organizations of the citizen. How do you say sociedad civil? Well, organizations, no from the government. The help is always from the organizations, from the people, from the citizens. No, the government. The government never talk about us. Sometimes when they need us, principally in elections, you know, they want a vote, then they call you.
For Pride Month, everybody.
all the time, all the time.
Yeah.
And the rainbows and they words and they say everything about us, but they sometimes a few of times talk about us. The more of the time is the advances from organizations.
And the organization are mainly in big cities, or like you were saying, or if you go outside of Mexico City or Guadalajara, can you find as well help, or do people have to move to big cities to get some help?
They have to come to big cities.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's the reality. In first time, in second time, I think the organizations in Mexico are very, very hit. How do you say hit? Golpeadas.
Mm-hmm.
Are very hit because the president of Mexico closed the money for
the funding. The funding,
funding in Mexico is closed.
Oh wow.
He says that it's because the corruption, and he want to break the money for corruption, and he say that the organizations are part of the corruption in Mexico.
Oh, so he doesn't want to give the money because of that.
Then imagine, we don't have money, we don't have, the organizations are very no strongs. How do you say the opposite of strong?
Weak.
Very weak every time. We don't have money. The work is weak too.
Yeah.
Then some money come from the foreigner, but it's a hard moment in Mexico.
And if it's not the government, do you know how I mean, do you get your organization, do you get money funding from is it private funding, or do you get funding from the government? How do you get some funding yourself for what you're doing?
Well, my organization is not a social organization. I am an empresa. I am my activity is not an activity of organization. This is a business organization. How do you say business organization?
What do you mean by business organization?
Yes.
Is it like private? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, my organization is private. See.
Okay. And how do you, is it like, so people who give money directly to your organization, so you don't get any help from the government?
No. Okay. No, imagine sometimes they come to ask for my help.
Yeah, okay.
This is the terrible situation. O sea, how do you think that the government come to ask for me to help him?
Wow.
It's absurd.
Is it because you is it because you're on the radio and you have reach? Is that why they come to you? Because they know that you can reach people by your
candidates? How do you say no?
Mm-hmm.
Candidates. Some funcionarios.
Yes.
How do you say funcionarios in English?
That people who are working for the state, yeah?
Officials.
Yeah.
Candidates. Officials. Some officials of Paris, politician Paris, come to me and tell me, hey, Enrique, help me. I need to send a message. I need to say something. Help me to distribute the message. But they don't pay. They want everything free. Then I say, how can you ask for me if you are winning money in your function? And I don't have money because I am here in the other side. Well, they do that. Imagine.
Well, yes, I can imagine. Yes, it's always difficult to get funding from anywhere. But as I said before, if or as you say, I mean, I think it's kind of the same in many countries. They only come to us when, like you said, there's election, or when it's the Pride Month. Suddenly, everybody is interested in, or because he looks good. But then the rest of the time, yeah, it's pretty difficult. I can imagine. Do you? Talking about what you're doing or things like that, like what about pride or things like that in Mexico? How does it work? You have like pride, you have like community centers, you have public figureheads. I mean, you are on the radio, so it's great to have people like you because, as it said, you can send a positive message. Are there other like public people and how can you tell us how he looks like in Mexico?
Yeah, we have artists, politicians, some officials, openly gay, openly transgender, openly lesbian. I think since 90s.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, we have a lot of them, but it's a special situation because sometimes, for example, our most important artist, Juan Gabriel, I don't know if you know him.
No.
But it's like our Elton John in Mexico.
Yeah. Why Elton John?
It's like our Michael Jackson in Mexico, for example.
Juan Martinez, yeah?
Juan Gabriel is a singer.
Yeah. Juan Gabriel, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I will
look for him. It's very good. He's very gay. He's very gay. He was, because he's dead today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he was very, very gay. All the time when he was singing, he was all the time, and all the men in the concerts fascinated with him. Yeah, he was very, very gay, but he never said openly that he was gay.
Oh, okay.
And when someone tried to ask him, "Are you gay, Juan Gabriel?" he said, "What you see, you don't have to
ask."
Then
yes, I mean, yeah.
He was, but wasn't, but yes, but no, but sometimes, but if you see him, he was very, very, very gay. Then
yeah,
it is a great reference for us, no?
Okay.
The same in the music, in the politician, in business, in media, in artists, in every place, wherever.
So we have a good representation, yeah, in all this.
Yeah,
that's good. It's good.
But
to have.
Sometimes LGBT is not the same of health.
What do you mean?
That many people who are in positions, important positions, not always help us.
Of course, yeah. Okay.
Sometimes they just help us, even they make things against us.
Even if they are, is it because they are openly from our community, or is it because they don't want to come out?
Because we have another great problem in Mexico, that it's classism.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are a top gay, then you see gay from up to down.
Really?
Sometimes. There are a lot of classist gay people in good positions in the top.
And they don't help other people because they're in the lower class, because they don't see. Oh wow. Okay.
This is a classist society in Mexico. Society.
But you become like that when you have money, or is it because they already maybe coming from family who had money, so they just stay like that? Or is it because once they become successful, they have money, so they don't care about other people?
Sometimes because money, sometimes because power, sometimes because
Wow.
fame, sometimes
Oh,
because
wow.
beauty. If you are beauty, then, or if you are thin, then the fat people is not good for you. If you
Okay.
are pretty, then you look the other people like down.
Yeah.
Classism. I think these gay attitudes are in all the world.
Yeah, of course. But it's a shame because you look like someone like you go on the radio and you use your platform to help the community, and it's a shame, when they become famous, because they could use the platform as well to help others. But hey,
The color of the skin, it's another factor in Mexico because
yeah, why?
yeah, because the indigenous people
Yes.
are brown skin.
Mm-hmm.
Then sometimes the white people looks down to
Oh,
the
wow.
brown skin people, for
Oh,
example.
really? Okay.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I think it's in all the world, but
Yeah, of course.
especially in Mexico for indigenous people.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay.
It's very sad.
I
It's
know
very sad
it's
because you are fighting for human rights and you are against the human rights of some sectors.
yeah,
What
it's
is it? What is it? What are you talking about?
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And are they? So you have pride, yeah, in Mexico, yeah?
Again,
You have pride in Mexico.
you are
You have a pride, like a pride.
pride.
Yeah.
Pride. Yeah. Well, I about Mexico or about being
Yeah.
gay?
In Mexico, yeah. No, pride. Like when people have a party, in Pride.
Pride. Okay.
Yeah.
Every last week of June.
June, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We celebrate it
Yeah.
since 1979 was the first Pride in Mexico, and since there we have not stopped. Well, we stopped in 1990 because COVID,
Yeah.
In 1921 we had a Pride, and
Okay.
we hadn't
outside.
outside.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We wouldn't have, but we had
Okay.
a Pride. Then we were on the streets, and we were out in 2021. In 2020, we were closed, but even 2020, every year we are on the street.
Good. And is it only in Mexico City, or is it in all the country, everywhere in the country?
In all the country, every
That's
city,
great.
every big city, and sometimes in little towns.
Oh, that's great. How is the reception from the people? Is it good reception or?
Well, it's mixed, like
It
in
depends, like everywhere, yeah.
Many people clap it.
Yeah.
Many people, even childs.
Yeah.
And it's very beautiful looking childs.
It's great, yeah. It's great.
Right. But sometimes old people too, clapping, but sometimes attacking some of them.
Yeah. Cool.
It's mixed.
And is there anything else you would like to say about the human rights and sexual and gender minorities in your country?
Yeah, well, we are a very beautiful country. I think we live in one of the most important countries in the world. Do you know what does Mexico mean?
No,
Mexico,
I don't actually. No, I don't
the
actually.
word Mexico comes from the Nahuatl. You know, Nahuatl is the indigenous
language. Yeah.
It means that we are Mexico. We are the whole belly of the world.
The whole belly.
the belly.
Yeah, of the world, yeah, of the world.
Of the world. That's the meaning.
Okay, nice.
And it's very interesting because we are energy. We are very power. We are a power people. We are very singers. We are very dramatics. We are very dancers. We are very passionate of the life. We eat very good. One of the most important food in the world is Chinese and Mexican food. We are the most delicious food in the world. We have a culture very older, very legendary. We have people very friendly. We are very beautiful. I think we are the most important cultures in the world.
Yes, I've always loved the ancient civilization from South America, especially Aztec and Maya. So Mexico, I've always been fascinated by Mexico. And also, you are in a really nice part of the world as well, because I'm from the Caribbean. So it's the French Caribbean, but it's it's the same sea and stuff, and it's a beautiful part of the world. I mean, actually, have you got any recommendation for anyone who will visit Mexico City? Any nice place you would recommend? Any nice bars or any nice clubs to go? Someone who would like to visit Mexico City?
Will you come to Mexico?
Oh, just me or anyone watching the video? Where would you recommend someone to go to have some to see?
Wow. Well, especially for me, one of the most beautiful cities is Guanajuato. Have you seen Coco, the film?
Which one?
Coco, the film.
No.
Animated film.
No, I haven't.
Well, look at this. This is a very beautiful film, Coco. And it's recreated in Mexico. Let me show something.
Is it a Disney animation?
Yeah, animation.
Yes. Okay. No, I haven't seen it, but I know which one you're talking about. Okay. No, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
It's a recreation of a Mexican city and the Mexican culture about the people. This is like our Halloween, Mexican Halloween. We don't say Halloween, but this is a very Mexican party, Halloween party. And this is the kind of city that we have in Guanajuato. Guanajuato is one of the most beautiful cities in Mexico. Guadalajara, Morelia, Puebla, Monterrey. We have very modern people. Sometimes I think we have cities like, do you know Canary Wharf, the neighborhood in London?
Yes, sure.
Well, Monterrey, some places in Mexico City are like Canary Wharf in London, but very modern. Mm-hmm. But we have also very indigenous towns. We have some the beaches, one of the most important beach in the world. Cancún, Playa del Carmen, Caribe, Cozumel, Acapulco. I love Acapulco. Veracruz. The food in Veracruz is very delicious. Mérida. We have cities very beautiful. We have a lot of cultures. Mexico is one country of countries. We have 20 countries inside Mexico.
And what's your favorite bar to go in Mexico City?
My favorite bar?
Yeah.
Bar?
In Mexico City.
But what's bar? Bolsa?
Bar? No, bar, like a bar when you drink.
Drink.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
a place where you can go and drink. What's your favorite place?
Maybe the famous drink in Mexico is tequila, but today it's in vogue. Do you know this is a beverage that you have a little animal inside?
Oh, like a worm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
of course,
famous. Mezcal.
Mezcal, of course. It's famous.
Yeah, love mezcal. But one more delicious of all of this beverage is pulque. Pulque, yeah, it's a beverage from the cactus. In Mexico.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's alcoholic beverage, but it's delicious. I love pulque.
And is there any place, any nice like LGBTQIA plus nice place to go in the Mexico City? If you want to go out, if you want to go dancing, where would you recommend someone to go?
In Mexico City?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love the cowboys. I love the cowboys places. We have, I think, 2 or 3 or 4 places from cowboys.
You mean cowboys like dressed as cowboy?
Yeah, dressed cowboy. The hat, the boots, the mustache.
I think I will need to bring our chairman, the chairman of the organization. I think it's a kind of place he will like as well. Drew, that's for you.
Invite me, please. I love. Well, but these places are of cowboys, but Mexican cowboys. No USA cowboys.
Yeah.
No, Mexican cowboys.
What's the difference?
I think that the difference is that Mexican cowboys, it's an identity. How do you say? Very, very happy identity. Mexican people, because we are singing all the time,
Yeah.
This is the pero sigo siendo el rey. Sing, and we dance and we shout all the time, and we are holding all the time to the friends, to the girls, to the family. We are all the time touching. We need touch all the time to our people. And I think American cowboys are so serious, more apart, you there and I'm here, and don't touch me. And they are very, very cold.
Yeah.
Like the Brokeback Mountain,
I haven't seen it, but I know what movie you're talking about.
They don't express, they are very cold.
Yeah.
And Mexican cowboys are very, very happy all the time, and we are very, very warm.
So to finish our interview, what are you working on now with your organization at the moment? Have you got any projects you're working on at the moment?
Yes, we are a magazine, a platform, a digital platform of information, but also we are an agency, a producer of contents in social media, producer of videos. We are we organize events for our customers. We make contents for her social media. We are we work in a lot of things like an agency. We are an agency.
So is it focusing on LGBTQIA people?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of videos or what do you do if you want to explain to people what?
We do interviews.
Yeah.
We make how do you say, cartoons?
Yes. Animations and stuff.
Yeah, animations.
Wow.
We make also flyers.
Yeah.
How do you say propaganda? We make
like publicity. Yeah.
Publicity. Yeah. For example, we are working today. One of my more important customers is a clinic of abort.
Abortion.
Abortion. Yeah, legal interruption of embarrassed.
Yeah.
In Mexico, this is approved. This is a new law approved recently.
Okay.
Then it's accepted, and we make all the imagine of the clinic.
Oh wow!
And we are going to publicity the tourism of abortion.
Okay.
For people who live in places where it's not accepted, they can come here to Mexico City.
That's
And
great.
we are doing, yeah, I want to show you a little video that we do.
Este sitio me fascina, amigo. Te vas a divertir a lo grande. Oye, pero hay mujeres ahí adentro. Y es que me cagan las mujeres. Son unas diosas.
Well, in English, this is a cartoon against the discrimination where at the beginning, two gay friends are going to come into a gay bar.
Yeah.
And one of them don't want to come in because he said that there are women there. And the other said, what about it? And he says, because I don't like girls. I hate them.
Oh, wow.
And he is in surprise. After inside the gay bar, two girls are talking, and a transgender waitress comes to them, and one of them say, I hate transgender people. And the other says, why? And the other responds, because I hate transgender people. And after, the transgender girl say to the other boy that she hates the fat people.
Yeah,
he don't accept them. And after, in the conversation of the fat boys, one said to the other that he hates indigenous people.
Wow.
And the other, I want to say, it's a discrimination against discrimination back.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great because I think it's really important as well to show that even in our own community, we are discriminating against each other. You know, like you said,
all the time.
It is crazy, and we should be supporting each other. That's great. It's great work that you're doing, Enrique. So Enrique, we're going to finish the interview. Can you just remind people where to find you and if they want to get in touch with you?
Yeah, please visit me in www.todes.com.mx or like Revista Todes in Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify. Todes, I want to say, is the word that mean they, them in inclusive language in English.
Oh, wow. Good to know. Wow, we've learned so much today. Amazing.
And we say in Mexico, well, in Spanish, we say todas y todos somos todes. It means everybody girls, everybody boys are they, them, something like this.
Oh,
do you understand?
So it means like either if you boy or girl, we all they, them. Is that what it means?
How do you say? How do you say everybody in feminine? Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Because they don't. There's no feminine in English.
How do you say feminine in male? I'm sorry. How do you say everybody in male?
Well, it's everybody, because
everybody.
In English, because in English there's no. I understand what you mean because I'm French, so I understand what you mean. That like it's different but in English there's no this.
In Spanish, todas is for
girl, for women, yeah. Yeah.
Todos is for male.
It's for men, yeah.
Then that's why we say todas y todos somos todes.
Yeah.
Girls and boys are they, them.
Yeah, it's difficult to do it because in English I think in French we will say the same because but in English there's no.
It's different.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Enrique. Thank you for your work, first, because people like you having a big impact, you know, in the world, in our community, and just, you know, people like you make things go forward, and you know, the more people like you will have in our community, the best things, you know, will happen for all of us. And so for thank you for your work and for this interview.
Thank you for you. Welcome.
And I'll see you in Mexico.
See you in Mexico. Pinky Perfect.
I will. You don't know, but I will come to Mexico.
If you don't come to Mexico, I have to go to Oxford.
Okay, well, come and pick me up and we go to Mexico. Cool. Thank you, Enrique. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for you. And remember that united are stronger.
Exactly. That's this is the best. Yeah, this is the best way to finish this interview.
In all the world, we are the same. We are human.
It is, yeah. It's the best message we can send to. At the end of the day, we're all the same, and we shouldn't be, you know, discriminating each other. Thank you, Enrique.